What's happening, tabletop gamers? My name is LeunameGames and welcome back to LeunameGames Unboxes. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Rain, the final Battle Royale by Play Monster, and I would give you the designer's name, but there is no designer credited with the design for some reason. Let's go ahead and have a look at the back here. Let's see what this game has. Which player will be left standing as the victor? 4 factions of warriors battle to survive on a doomed island that will be destroyed piece by piece, taking its occupants with it. You must strategize to survive by fleeing, fighting, or sacrificing your weakest members. Whatever you do, you must be the last one left standing when the land around you has been annihilated. So this seems like a light war game where you're basically just trying to be the last player standing, and the board is going to shrink and shrink and shrink. Doesn't seem anything special. I've heard all those concepts before, but looks and sounds can be deceiving. So, with all that said, let's go ahead and see what does Rain, the final Battle Royale, have to offer us. Well, I can definitely tell they've put some effort into the design for their insert. You can have the 4 spots here for the 4 groups. You got the dice to be put here. A little bit concerned if I'll be able to fit the terrain tiles back in, but I think I'd be able to. The dice, I already said the dice. The cards here can fit well in one of these. So far, not a bad box layout. So that's nice. Next, let's go ahead and have a look at the board itself. These boards are made up of actually a few smaller boards that are thankfully pretty thick cardboard, so you're not going to accidentally bend these, which is a very good touch, very good in production. Artwork, I guess it's okay. It's really cartoony, which is a little bit odd. I'm assuming they're trying to appeal to a wide age range, which is why they went with this route. But, I mean, it doesn't look horrible. Well, I can tell what this the iconography is. I can see that there's different biomes. So, I guess as it works. I'll go ahead and put this together for you so you can see what it looks like. So here's what the board actually looks like when you put it together. And I will say, on a positive note, I do really like how they actually designed in the board to kind of swirl and curve and whatnot, instead of just being a series of rectangles. That actually, it makes it a lot more like an island, and I think because of these curved boards, it actually provides a much more visual look. It definitely seems a lot more like a cohesive island, and now that it's actually assembled, instead of just as a bunch of tiles when it was apart. I'm not sure what this is in the middle here. I feel like that kind of disrupts the artwork of everything else. But other than that, I do think when it's assembled, it looks better. Let's go ahead and let's slowly get that out of the way here. Alright, so next up, we've got a smaller board that looks like a tracker, and we got this little thing here that I'm assuming it's supposed to go on it. I can already say right off the bat, the numbers here are, for the most part, pretty easy to see. There's a nice little color difference here. I can see that pretty well. If you are colorblind, though, you might have a little bit of trouble seeing it, because there's not much differentiation between these two. However, I will say, I do really like there's actually indents within this board that this is supposed to be on. So that way, if you accidentally bump the table, the tracker's not going to move. Very nice touch. Like I said, here are the numbers. Fairly easy to see. Nice thick cardboard here, so that's some good protection there. So, this board, pretty good. Next, we've got some dice here that you're going to be using. Quality, they're fine. Here they got the indents on the pips and the indents on the numbers, which is good. That means they're going to last longer. I do not, however, like the color that they went with for these two, because that is probably going to make the numbers a bit harder to see. I would have either done it yellow and then maybe black for the numbers, or something like these E's and then the white A numbers. Here's because yellow and white do not go together well at all. The rest of these though will work out pretty well. Well, I can see the pips on these fairly easily. You might have a bit of trouble if you're colorblind with this. I think it's like hazel one or something like that. But for the most part, the dice, they're okay. Next, we've got some cards here, or as they like to say, disaster cards. And I'm assuming this is going to be how the island is going to break apart. We've got some fire, a tornado, an earthquake, an asteroid, a sinkhole, a cyclone, and a ice storm. So those are going to be the ways that the board will break apart. In terms of production, the background art looks okay. Like I said, it's a bit cartoony, just like the board, but it matches what they're doing. The text is mostly easy to read. The only thing is that I think you might have a bit of difficulty with this fire one here. The symbol is easy to see, which is nice. I don't see any point on having these warning, alert. Can you feel that? There's really no need for those, but I guess they wanted to add a bit more detail to it. So, I mean, points for attempting, I suppose. But overall, not bad cards. The quality of these cards, really, really thin. You're going to easily bend these if you're not careful. So that's something to keep in mind. Next, we've got some gems, what looks like, and it seems, based on how they feel right now, well, it seems like they're actually made of some form of metal or something. Something definitely feels metal about these. I might be wrong, but it definitely feels metal. And interesting how they actually have it as a gold on one side and a silver on the other. I do like, though, that they do actually look a bit like real gems, sort of, kind of. They're pretty good in terms of quality. They're pretty thick. I haven't been able to smash these, thankfully. So, very nice. Very shiny. So if you like shiny things, this might be something that might appeal to you. And now the last thing we've got today are the actual armies themselves. There are 4 different ones that come with the base game. There are some little robots here. We've got some samurai. We've got some, what looks like some kind of barbarian or something like that. And then we've got something that, I don't know, looks like something from Halo, to be honest. It's maybe some old sci-fi movie I've never seen. And I would like to point out, there's more plastic in some of these than there are in entire games. And I will say, though, on a positive note, these minis, while some of them are a bit misaligned, as in they don't exactly, stand upright, but regardless, they do have a nice amount of detail to them. Like the back of this barbarian's hair, you can actually see some like individual strands on the I don't know what that's called, but you can see some detail there. Here you got buttons in his belt. You can actually see like where his eyes would be, where his beard would be. So that's very nice. Here's some others. Here's you got the like in the shield. You got the boss. You got some bolts. Well, it's the only thing I wish is that if the swords on the barbarians and on the samurai could have been kept straight. Because now that these are all curved, they don't look quite right. But at the same time, they had to do what they had to do in order to fit them in the box. So, it is what it is. But overall, very nicely detailed minis. So that is everything that you will get if you obtain Reign the Final Battle Royale. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. If you want to learn how to play Reign, or you want to learn my thoughts on it, make sure you subscribe to the channel for more tutorials, reviews, and unboxings. Thank you all as always so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.